Hello my friends, hello people, welcome to my channel where I make Photoshop fun and easy to learn. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create simple posters, flyers inside of Photoshop. And we're going to start with a poster like this, creating this from start to finish. So even if you're a beginner, no worries. If you've not subscribed to my channel, now is the right time to subscribe. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on post notification. Share this video, and also before you start, like this video so that YouTube can recommend this video. Let's jump right into this. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on File and New, and I'm going to use this size 4x5. I'm using 4x5 inches, resolution 300, name flyer, and that's all I'm going to be doing here. So when you are inside of this interface, the first thing you want to do is click on Adjustment Layer. This is where you have it. This one that looks like a circle here. Click on Solid Color, and I'm just going to use this color. I'm going to tilt down here. So this is the color code here. So this is what I'm going to use in. So this is the color code. So you can copy it and paste inside your own color picker. So you can double click this and select this color here. So this can be our foreground color, right? So for the background color, we can use something like this and click OK. That's the color code, right? So we have our color palette ready. I normally do this just to save myself time trying to pick colors later in the design. So I have my foreground and I have my background. It's more like my palettes. So I have two standard colors I'm going to be using. Go over to your shape tool and click on this, and I'm going to select a rectangle like this. Basically drawing a rectangle, double click, and I'm just going to change the color. You can use the color that you have in your background, which is this color here. Sample this color and click OK. Easy peasy, right? Great. So let's move on now. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going over to my resource file. The link to download this resource file is in the description of the video. Just click on the link that takes you to the page where you download all of these files, right? So I'm just going to drag this inside, and the first thing I'm going to do is change the color mode. The screen will have been better, but then it won't serve the purpose of what we want to achieve. So I'm going to use overlay instead, and I'm going to clip this to the rectangle, right? And it's too bright, so let's double check the color of the rectangle. Let's reduce it. I'm going to use something like this. I think this works. So I'm going to select this object here. Let me make this is the color code in case you missed it. So select this object here and go over to filter, select blur, and select Gaussian blur like this. Now it's too much, something around here is good, and click OK when you're done. Okay, are we clear on that? Okay, good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going over to the same resource file. I'm going to bring in this image, a cool looking guy, bring it inside here. I'm going to bring this down here like this. It's going to stay somewhere here. And looking at this picture, a couple of things that I'd want to do to make it pop. Go over to filter, camera raw, and wait till it opens up. Now when it opens up, the first thing we want to do is reduce the shadows like this, reduce the highlights for a more realistic look, and increase the contrast to have depths in the colors, right? You can reduce the blacks also so that you have more details. Overall, increase the texture and increase the clarity so that you can have more details. And overall, when you have more details, you have a more popped image, right? And click OK when you're done. Oh, one more thing, I forgot to add tints. So double click on the camera raw filter here, and when it opens up, just add a little bit of tints because we're working in a green environment. Very important. So for most of you always doing compositions, Photoshop composition, this comes in handy for you, right? Like spot posters and all of those things, right? So duplicate this image, and this one on top, I'm going to convert it to smart object. Now you need to pay attention, especially at this point. So I can just name this anything I want to give it. And of course, I have my primary image, which is beneath this image here. So what I'm going to do is select the primary image, and I'm going to click on adjustment. I'm going to hide this, right? Hide that. I'm going to click on adjustment, and I'm going to select black and white. Now selecting black and white removes the color from everything, and we don't want that. So I'm going to clip it just to the image itself, because that's where we want to remove the colors, right? So now we have everything black and white. That's not what we want to achieve, right? But it doesn't stop there. I'm going to click on hue and saturation, click on colorize, and we're going to change the color here. So increase the saturation all up to 100. I can see it has messed up the image, but select the mask and click on Ctrl-I to invert it. So we're just going to use our brush to paint manually. So B for brush, select the brush, make sure you're using your soft round brush, right? And make sure your foreground color is set to white. Then we can start painting the edges where we want the light to hit. Now this is another way that you can also draw highlights, that you can draw lights inside of Photoshop, right? If you make a mistake, Ctrl Z and go back and redo what you've done. So I have my lights on the dress the way I want it to be. So what I'm going to do next is also very, very, very important. I'm going over to my rectangle tool. I'm going to draw a rectangle directly on top of this, right? And I'm going to position this with my selection tool. Duplicate this, Ctrl J to make a duplicate copy of this. So Ctrl J for this, and going to hold down the Alt key while reducing it. Hold down the Shift to reduce from this part here. And when you're done, this is what you have. So double click so that we can change the color of this, so that we can have differences, so that we can see what we're doing in real time and not make any mistakes. So with this, I'm going to turn on this image, and I'm going to right click on it and clip it inside here, right? So with this, I'm going to extend my rectangle, hold down Shift, bring this down. I just want the head position to show well. Hold down Shift, bring this down so that I have enough space. So this is what I have. I haven't done all of that. So I'm going to select this rectangle, the white one, click on drop shadow, copy my settings here, please. And when you're done, click OK. So I'm selecting the three of them. I'm going to group them. You can name this anything you want to name it. I'm just going to group them first like this, and select Ctrl T and rotate it like this. Okay, so having done this, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this rectangle at the background so that I don't have any overlap from the white rectangle. Select this to Ctrl T, and I'm going to expand this just like this. I'm holding down the Shift key to expand it like this. Click enter when you're done, and this is what you're left with. Right? You can see this effect going all around here. Right? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a black and white adjustment to it. I'm going to clip it, and I'm going to invert this, use my brush, and I'm going to paint in the color details on the image naturally on this side of his face. So I can close this up. I'm done with this. Go over to my source file, bring in this image here, basically dragging and dropping inside. Expand this to cover the whole document, and I'm going to change the blend mode to screen. Then I'm going to reduce the opacity like this. to create this grunge effect all around this image. Right now, to finish things up, I'm going to go over to brightness and contrast, increase my contrast to add some dark shades here. I'm going over to where I have my source file, bring in my text, which is the last thing I'm going to be bringing in terms of resource files. And I'm going to have this here. Now, to spice things up, there's something I want to do. I want to create a vignette effect. I'm going to stay on top of this layer and I'm going to go to solid color. And I'm going to make sure I'm using this color, right? Dark color. Click on the mask, make sure you're on the mask, and make sure your foreground color is set to black. Select your brush, increase it, and just paint in the middle like this to create this subtle vignette effect all around this. Now this crowns it up, right? Easy peasy, right? So if you missed any step, you can go back and make sure you're following along to actually achieve this. And do not forget that practice makes perfect, right? So when you practice, if you don't understand the point, you can go back and pause and practice and repeat the same process again. So I'm just going to color balance this like I would always do in my tutorials, but this time I'm just going to be adding just green because of the colors I have inside of the design, right? So I have a balanced graded flyer, as the case may be. Alright guys, if you've liked this video, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Make sure you like this video, share this video, and don't forget to turn on post notification. I'll see you in the next video just above. Ciao.
With over 1,000 premium fonts, over 100 high-quality PSD flyer templates, over 700 icons, over 3,000 premium stock photos, 3,000 plus high-resolution backgrounds, 1,000 plus 3D and PNG assets, editable PSD templates, and lots more. If you're a creative designer, UI, UX, or web designer, the Smart Designer's graphics assets will make your life much more easier.